Hey, this is Story Dude. Once again, I'm here to entertain and enlighten with some of the more interesting stories that are making the rounds of the internet these days. Let's see what people are talking about today. My boyfriend, a 28-year-old male, covered my mouth during an argument. What would you do? My goodness. Sorry, I'm a little bit in shock. I really don't like these domestic violence ones, and this sounds like domestic violence to me, so OP, you got to get out. Be safe. This is terrible. Anyway, my boyfriend, male 28 of 2 years, and I, F29, were arguing yesterday after he was acting like a poor sport during our weekly intramural sports team game. In short, he was acting like a sore loser and sat out our last game and sulked in the corner in front of all of our friends. It was embarrassing to say the least. After we got in our car to leave the game, I was driving, I expressed my displeasure and downright embarrassment with his attitude, and he became extremely defensive. We began to verbally argue as I was driving away from the venue. During one of the points he was trying to make with me, I interjected to correct him, and he reached over from the passenger side of the vehicle and covered my mouth for 2 seconds in total. To be clear, he covered my mouth to silence me. I was shocked he thought it was appropriate/acceptable to even touch me. After holding his hand over my mouth for approximately 2 seconds, he continued for another 10 to 20 seconds making his point and finished his sentence with, "There." I was finally able to get an uninterrupted word in. I sat there in complete silence and drove straight home. The first comment here is, I'd bite his hand. I mean, making light of the situation, but it's tough, man. This is pretty bad. I think that he definitely crossed a line by, that's an aggressive physical contact. And even if he didn't mean it aggressively, he's implying that your words don't matter. And that is not cool. I personally would end things. You're dating, not married. 1, he acted childishly over a game in public. 2, he put his hand on you to quiet you in a very demeaning manner. It would have been simple enough to say, "Can I finish a single thought without you interrupting me constantly?" No need for hands. 3, this man is pushing 30-year-olds, and this is how he handles defeat. This is how he handles frustration. I'm sure this isn't the only time he's acted like a petulant child when things didn't go his way. Can you imagine him treating you like this in front of your future children? Ugh. Throw out the whole man and find a grown-up. Yeah, I agree. Literally walk away and do not look back. The second you put your hands on me like that, you are in a position of authority over me. Go F right off with that. Yeah, it's just you can't assert your authority over people like that. That is not cool. It's not mature. It's not normal. While you were driving, that's a safety issue. I would make him sit in the back passenger seat with his seatbelt on. Yeah, that's another crazy thing. They were driving. Yeah, there's nothing good here, OP. I know you probably are writing about this on Reddit because you don't want to, because you know what you have to do, but you don't want to do it. And you're hoping someone will maybe talk you out. But yeah, you got to move on. Even if you interrupt him a lot, a grown-ass adult uses their words and says, "Hey, let me finish," or "Hey, stop interrupting me." They do not place their hands on another adult to limit their movement or ability to speak. That's controlling behavior. It's a red flag. Ignore this red flag at your own risk. I mean, I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's actually the thing that the red flag is warning you about is already happening here, because I mean that's an assault. You got to call things by what they are. Oh, at what point should I, M30, break up with my 30-year-old girlfriend? I've been in this relationship for almost 3 years now. This is my first relationship, and it's her first relationship as well. The relationship has had its ups and downs, but overall, I would say we are much happier to have found each other than when we were single. We moved in together 7 months ago, and while the first few months went smoothly, fights have been getting increasingly intense and disturbing. I am a quiet person. I dislike drama and would rather try to talk through it. Yesterday evening, I was into a game of chess on my PC while she came by and asked several questions. I answered the first couple ones the best I could. Third one, I told her in a harsh tone that I was busy with my game and would come back to her in 2 minutes. I agree here that I should have had more patience and been gentler. A bit later, when we go to beg, she brings up the issue and starts complaining about this. I apologize, and then she says she cannot live like this. I have used a rude tone like this one, she said to me, at least 10 times since we moved in together. I struggle a bit, but I am tired. I don't really see the point she's trying to make, even if I am sorry for the previous incident. She spent basically the whole night crying, and now she wants to sleep in a different bed, and we have discussed about breaking up. I am really confused. This fits a pattern of what I believe is her escalating into big fights, what I view as small things. It's not always about something I did wrong, and I don't feel confident we can talk through it and make progress. On the other hand, we have talked about having a kid together, but I am not optimistic. If we cannot live peacefully now, how can we cope with the chaos a kid would bring? Overall, though, I do feel happier with her than without. Most weeks go by without an itch, and then it's perfect. What do you think? For people who have broken up, what is the threshold that you find reasonable to break up? Would you use that tone with someone at work or someone whose opinion of you matters? It is common to take a partner for granted as if they will love you no matter what. Love dies when you must walk on eggshells and feel unsafe from attack at any unknown moment. We have talked about having a kid together, but I am not optimistic. If we cannot live peacefully now, how can we cope with the chaos a kid would bring? Well, this is effing frightening. You snap at your girlfriend for asking you 3 questions while you are playing computer chess, and you're worried about how she would handle the chaos of having a kid. Dude, have you ever been around a toddler with their million questions a day? Good point. So she lay there crying all night and you said nothing? She probably thinks you won't change considering you've done this like 10 times. Yeah, I mean, it seems like OP is, not is someone who wants their space, but also doesn't know that when you're in a relationship that you necessarily have to give up your space. And if you truly want space in a relationship, you need to, if you're in the home, then I think you have to be open to being, interrupted. It's a difficult thing to do, but I think it's up to you, OP, to figure out if, the issue is your need for, being able to play your chess or do whatever in peace, or if it's actually your partner that is, not inspiring you to be a better person. You have big fights because you consider them small things. They matter to her. Being snapped at feels crappy. Do you talk to coworkers that way? To others? Yeah, I think it's telling that, OP is saying, oh, these are all small things. But if they do cause big fights, they're not small things. I think you really need to put yourself in her shoes as well if you want to make this work. But I don't know. Third one, I told her in a harsh tone that I was busy with my game and I would come back to her in 2 minutes. Why did you have to do it in a harsh tone? Why not just say, hey, sorry, I just need a couple minutes to finish my game. Can we talk then? You getting annoyed means that she was somehow supposed to know what you were doing and how important it was to you. Well, he did tell her, it was the 3rd time, but still, I mean, it's never cool to snap at people. So, but it's hard not to snap at people. As someone who, when you're married or in a serious relationship, things happen. You're gonna cross the line, and your partner's gonna cross the line. And I'm a little wary of some of these comments that are suggesting that a good relationship doesn't have these things, because good relationships have fights. They have moments where you do bad things and your partner does bad things. And what defines a good relationship, I believe, is how you are able to work through these and actually talk about them. And I think it's problematic that, OP, you didn't talk to your girlfriend when she was crying and available for you to basically, you should have apologized and moved on. But yeah, I mean, it's your first relationship. You're learning. And it seems like you have a lot of learning left to do. Oh, and that's the end of the story. So looking forward to hearing what you all think in the comments. Some of these ones are pretty hard to draw the line in, but definitely think OP's not ready to continue this relationship. So anyway, wishing you all a great day. We'll be back again tomorrow, as we are every day, with some more interesting and emotional stories out there on the internet. So take care, y'all. We'll see you again soon.